Okay, so we have Ashish Tulsian, co-founder and CEO at POSist. That's how we get it, right? And we'll jump into the questions because we already had a discussion that we'll do the introduction in a little while. Sure. Okay. So we start with the first question. How do you define your work? Maybe to a non-tech guy, or what if my grandmother, she's my grandmother.
So, I think I always explain it that way. So it doesn't really matter who is in front of me. I think primarily we are a company who does technology for the restaurants. हम लोग restaurant के लिए software बनाते हैं, wherein we take care of their entire back-end operation life cycle. So जब आप restaurant में जाते हो and you place your order, the order taker generally takes your order and punches in a system, and he gives you the bill printed. He sends some sort of small slip to the kitchen, and if you go to McDonald's, you see at the back of the cash counter there are screens on which your order appears and this kind of thing. So we do that software, we do that technology which helps restaurants operationalize their back-end.
So how is it connected with the overall marketing strategy of a company? Be it small and medium enterprise. We'll go beyond restaurant business. If we talk about POS, then how is it helping businesses connect their marketing strategy with a solution which is POS?
It's a fantastic question. So see, what happens is that if you think about it as a consumer, when you go to a restaurant, today marketing is not about just selling you stuff or showing you or educating you. Marketing is more about targeting you, right? So the first job of a marketer is to figure out who are you. And when you are going to a restaurant, I mean, in case of a point of sale system, the context is very, very strong, because not only you have an opportunity to know who I am, you have an opportunity to know what am I buying, right? What is it that I like? What is it that I dislike? How many times in a month or a year I come to your outlet, right? So it actually, the journey starts from there. So our point of sale has a CRM, wherein typically you will see a restaurant at the time of billing asking for your mobile number.
Right.
Maybe they will say, sir, we'll give you some loyalty points, or they'll say that we'll give you a coupon to redeem next time, or they'll just say that I want your number. For example, you do back Domino's, they will always take your mobile number at the time of billing. Now what do they do with that number? You receive these promotions from Domino's, which are based on exactly what bucket of customer you land in. And by bucket, what I mean is that Domino's figures out based on your order what kind of customer are you. Right. Did you order garlic bread with pizza? And did you order dessert? And did you also order Pepsi? Then you're a great customer, then you're a top customer. Right. Did you order only pizza, that was a smaller? That's your smaller bucket customer. And so on and so forth. So based on who you are and what's your overall spend and what's your frequency and everything, they will target you. So I think this is something which is deep. At a surface level, a lot of our customers use that opportunity to also ask people their birthdays and anniversaries. Okay. And they send the campaigns automatically from the POS. So, with the point of sale in place, your marketing campaign, which ideally would have been, hey Ashish, happy birthday, come to our restaurant in next 1 week and get 10% off. With the POS, it can actually become something like this, hey Ashish, happy birthday. On your birthday, we are offering you your favorite dish, dal makhani. Awesome, right? Yeah, so something like that, right? You can personalize it to that level.
So basically, you are saying that a point of sale system is not only a system to collect information, but it should also process it and make it intelligent to take business decisions.
Correct. So we started as a point of sale company, but eventually it became a product suite. So it is a combination of 9 or 11 products, which help restaurants do different things. One of them is a marketing suite, which is a combination of 4 products. So we have a table reservation tool, we have a CRM where the number is taken, we have an offers and coupons tool, and then we have a feedback management system, wherein from the entry to exit and post-exit, you can do the engagement with the customer in a restaurant.
Fantastic. So my next question would be, what is the most important benefit for a retailer, be it a chain, of having a POS system? Is it cost or is it business intelligence?
I think cost is never a benefit, to be honest, because at the end of the day, this is an operational efficiency product.
Yes.
And unfortunately, if I talk about India, context, I think efficiency is not what we pay for in general.
I'll come to that.
Yeah, so as a country, I don't think we understand the value of time or the human resource. But I think that's fair as well, because we have abundance of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think for the way we position our product and what is the biggest purpose or the use of our product is, one, business intelligence. Second, intelligence on your costs at the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an example. For example, we have an anti-theft product, which is one of its kind product in the world, wherein we catch theft in the restaurants at a transaction level.
Okay.
And we are not only going to tell you that how much money are you losing in a month at the restaurant, we will also tell you which transaction, which waiter is doing theft for exactly what.
Awesome,
right? So that kind of tech, is very, very, direct ROI to the restaurant. And I wish I could tell you, the names and numbers, but what I can tell you is that, we have customers, who will do the revenue of, let's say, 30 lakhs a month, 1 lakh rupees a day, at the restaurant, and we have saved more than 3 to 4 lakhs a month for them only in theft. I mean, we did not even increase their sales or increase their margins. That profit was their own.
It's a great contribution, yeah.
So
10% of the overall revenue.
Correct. So we actually talk about like 3 to 10%.
Yeah.
And even 3% is a great, for them. Even if they're making 1 lakh rupees a month extra, that's 12 lakh rupees worth of saving, right, apart from whatever operational efficiency and whatever marketing, etc. we can do.
Right. Yeah. Fantastic. So we'll come to the next question, which is, we have POS systems primarily made for retail businesses. How can we switch to other industries, other sectors, and what do you think? What are the sectors which needs a POS system or an intelligence system, but they are not adopting this?
That's very cool actually. You've done your homework really well. I think not many people have ever asked me that question or have the understanding that most of the point of sale systems in the industry were built for retail. I think you're right. So see, you have to understand how industry evolved. Any industry which works on low margins and higher stakes adopts technology first. Right. So most of the technology has been built for retail because of that.
Because of efficiency.
Because retailers
reduce human resource.
No. I mean, I don't think I don't think India has even touched that situation in any domain where technology was built to reduce humans. I don't think so.
Sure.
We're not even there. I can't see that even happening in the next 10 years. Okay. But I think what I mean is that a retailer on an average will be operating on a 5 to 18% margin. Okay. Because there is a cost of the product. Right? He's just distributing the product. Mm-hmm. So for a retailer, the stakes were always high with respect to tracking their product, with respect to tracking their inventory, with respect to looking for thefts, looking for cash flow. There were a lot of reasons why retailers adopted technology.
Even infrages.
Everything, right? Because the cost is very high. Now in the industries where the margin was very high, they did better.
Okay.
Case in point, restaurant. The restaurant operates at a 65 to 70% gross margin. Cost of food, right? Cost of food, right? So net margin they may be doing 20%, 25%, but at a food level, if you throw away coffee at a restaurant, I mean it's okay. That's only 20% cost, right? 80% is his margin. So they never cared for bringing that level of efficiency to the process because they could manage. Let's look at chemist. Same problem. Very, very high margin business. Whatever you are, buying from a chemist operates on an average 60-70 in terms, at times 90% margins. Okay, on certain medicines. So again, they never cared for inventory. They never cared for what's happening, etc. So technology actually hit all these businesses a little late. Okay, right, and that's where they're just a little behind in the curve. Now to answer your question, I think there is a huge opportunity to create a point of sale system or power the transaction side of the things in a lot of sectors. I mean, a lot of verticals require a very, very specialized solution, which you can power at the transaction side. But I think the value does not only lie at the transaction side. The value lies what happens beyond that. As I said,
yes.
At POSist, we started as a point of
sale system.
Correct. Once you're sitting at the heart of the business and you have the data of every transaction, now what do you do with it? How do you extend that? Right? So today we have products where we have gone into the kitchens of the restaurant and we have kitchen display systems all over, and we give analytics to the restaurant owner, on subjects as minute as that. Somebody says my SOP, my standard operating procedure is, especially like pizza chains, etc. That as soon as the order goes to the kitchen, within 12 minutes, pizza should be out. Right. Now we are telling them that, boss, while you think that 12 minutes should be there, and you're right on that, as soon as the order goes to the kitchen, your chef accepts the order after 3 minutes. Okay. And your waiter picks up the order after 4. So while you think that SOP is 12 minutes, your average pizza is taking 19. You're losing 7 minutes per pizza on the table.
It's a lost opportunity.
Multiplies to 20 or 22 minutes wasted time per table, and your business is only 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you have 2 hours. If you actually save 20 minutes on both tables, you can churn the same table twice.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's a 30% loss of revenue. Right? So when you actually go into these kind of details, it's a huge opportunity. And in every business, I think it's not only restaurants. I personally see a lot of verticals wish I had time to do that. I really wish.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. I have a lot of questions to ask you because it's really getting amazing in terms of the value I'm able to generate out of you. So the question is, do you have the software, or you also have the hardware, or people procure hardware from some other vendors?
I think I'll give you 2 answers to that. One answer is no. We only do software. We don't do hardware at all. Second part of the answer is why. So I think hardware. I think software should be ideally hardware agnostic. The game of hardware is over. If you think about it, do you know any bad phone today? If you think about it, there's nothing called a bad Android phone. No. Nothing. You can have good and great.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, iPhone is the best, or probably something else is best, but you really don't have a bad phone today. Right? Every phone is decent. Hardware is commoditized, right? And also the interfaces are changing. Every day there is a new screen size, there is a new form factor, there is a new platform, and I think any technology which is dependent on hardware will be out of business very, very soon. So I think with us, it has always been the objective that we'll keep the product hardware agnostic. Okay. So we are one of the USP is that we are a product which runs on a browser. Wow. Anything which has a browser, we are good. So you can use a sort of phone, tablet, laptop, touchscreen terminal, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, iOS, doesn't matter. So if you have a browser, we are good.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll move on to the final question. I have a case study in my mind when you started talking about how you optimize the time, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes. So a couple of years back, we were working with one of the largest chains in pharmacy chains in India. So they had a very specific challenge, which was that my POS system is everywhere. All my counters are full with POS systems, and people are using it. My employees are using it. The biggest problem is transaction. To complete a transaction, it takes approximately 5 minutes. Correct. I want to reduce it to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So, what is the solution?
I think I'll tell you what we have done, and I think it's a very, very it's a big problem. It's a valid problem, and in fact, unfortunately, most of these software companies or product companies don't really care for that, and it actually baffles me at times. Because software, and especially business software, is as much about its features as much it is for its usability.
Absolutely.
Right? And if you focus more on usability, you still can win a larger market than you focus on features. But what I see is that people keep on focusing on features. They want to tell you that I have 1,000 features, but none of them is usable. None of them has this problem. So I'll ask them how we solve it, right? I think in the restaurant space it is the same problem.
Yeah.
How much time does it take to punch? We did 3 things. For me, usability, the principle of usability is in how many clicks do you do a task? And to how many clicks can it be reduced to? That's one. Okay, right? Second is that how many buttons do you have on a screen to even click at any given point in time for a task? So can your interface be intelligent enough that if this task right now at hand only requires 3 clicks, can you ensure that there are only 3 buttons? Right? So that makes the product extremely usable and extremely fast. So for example, we have something which we call smart interface, in which in our point of sale system, there are few buttons which are placed where they are, and nature of the button keeps changing based on exactly what the thing he needs to do.
Wow!
So technically, when we train a waiter on how to punch something and then print a bill, we actually tell him ये एक button है, तेरे को यही click करना है हर बार. So once you will click a item, it will say kitchen order ticket. You click it, this button will say bill. You click it, this button will say settle the bill. You click another item, this button will convert to kitchen order ticket again. So
awesome. Right? So it's pretty dynamic.
That's
real
one.
time.
Yes, that's one. Wow. And second is that we also did a tweak wherein we realized that okay, when you go to a counter, let's say you go to a North Indian, Mughlai, restaurant, and you order food, 99.9% what are you going to order? Dal makhani, shahi paneer, butter naan, roti.
Yes.
Right? And maybe Coke.
For non-veg,
maybe a butter chicken. Yeah. Right? These are 5-6 items, yes, which are going to be the highest selling items.
Yes.
Now the problem is that how your menu is designed is that you have items and you have categories. So think about it, right? You will go, this guy will click main course, dal makhani, breads, naan, something, right? And how many clicks are these, right? Just for punching every item, these guys doing 2-3 clicks. What we did is, in our interface, we said, no matter how many items you have in the menu, as soon as you open your first screen, it will show you 30 top selling items automatically arranged based on your sales data.
Wow.
Right? So in a North Indian Mughlai restaurant, this is how your menu, I can predict how it will look like. First item will be dal makhani, second chai paneer, third butter chicken, fourth naan, roti, Pepsi. Right? He does not have to click anywhere. He does 90% of his billing without ever clicking on any category. So these are like some basic things, right? I think the problem which you are talking about is valid. I think if billing as a process can be made faster with these kind of things, it has a lot of value.
Super. So we'll close our discussion, and thank you so much, Ashish, to join us on Digital Success Series.
Thank you. Thank you.